When we talk about AI, we usually picture some kind of intelligent software, right? Algorithms just kind of floating in the cloud. But behind every single one of those applications is something very real, very physical, a Silicon brain. So let's dive into this foundational layer of the AI revolution, the super high stakes race to build the hardware that's going to define our future.
Everything we're talking about today is based on Chapter 6 of a really deep report from Virtualization Options LLC. It's called AI Industry Predictions for 2026, Strategic Insights for Leadership, Investors, and IT Management. And this chapter, well, it zeroes in on AI infrastructure and chip innovation, giving us a fantastic look at the hardware that's powering this whole ecosystem.
And this really gets to the heart of it. AI isn't just code floating around in cyberspace. It is a world built on these intricate, powerful, and very real silicon chips. Without this physical stuff, the AI that we know and use well, it wouldn't exist. Plain and simple.
So, what's the engine that's been driving all of this? For years now, the undisputed champ has been the graphics processing unit. You know it as the GPU.
Now, the reason GPUs became so dominant is pretty cool. They are the ultimate multitaskers. I want you to think of a GPU like a really versatile chef's knife. It can chop, slice, and dice a whole bunch of different things all at the same time. This knack for parallel processing is exactly what you need to train the huge, massive AI models we have today.
Okay, so if GPUs are the perfect tool for the job, why are we even talking about this? Well, it turns out, as AI's ambition has gotten bigger and bigger, we're starting to see some cracks in this GPU-first foundation.
The crucial thing to get is that we're kind of hitting a wall. First, there's a scarcity problem. The demand for AI computing power is just insatiable, and we literally can't make these chips fast enough. Second, you have real-world physical limits. These chips use a ton of energy and create a massive amount of heat. And finally, people are realizing that a general-purpose tool, well, it isn't always the best for every single specific job. All of these bottlenecks are now forcing the entire industry to get a lot more creative. And this is what brings us to a whole new era of innovation. The solution isn't about replacing the GPU entirely, but more about building a really diverse ecosystem of specialized hardware around it.
So first up, we've got ASICs. If a GPU is our chef's knife, an ASIC is like an Apple core. It does one single job, like running a very specific AI model, but it does that one job with unbelievable speed and efficiency. This means that companies with these high-volume repetitive tasks, like serving up billions of recommendations on a social media feed, they can get a huge competitive edge by designing their own custom silicon. Next, we have what are called chiplet designs. And the best way to think about these is like Lego bricks. Instead of building one giant, super complex chip, designers can just combine smaller, specialized chiplets into a single package. This modular approach is a total game changer for customization. It means a company can create a unique processor that perfectly balances graphics, AI, and regular computing for its own products without having to start from scratch every single time. And this is where things get really, really interesting. Analog inference chips. Think about the difference between a digital clock that just jumps from 1 second to the next and an old-school analog clock with that smooth, sweeping second hand. By using these continuous signals instead of the on-off language of digital, these chips promise huge energy savings. And as AI moves from these giant data centers into our phones, our cars, and all our smart devices, that kind of power efficiency becomes absolutely critical. So this table gives us a fantastic overview of the new toolbox. We've still got our GPUs, right? Our powerful workhorses for general training. Then there are the ASICs, the specialists that are hyper-optimized for just one job. We've got chiplets that give us that Lego-like modularity for customization and cost savings. Analog chips are the power savers, and they're crucial for AI on all our devices. And then, way out on the horizon, we have quantum-assisted systems, which are starting to tackle problems so complex they're basically impossible for classical computers. It's a whole new cast of characters, and each one is playing a vital role.
Okay, so we've seen all this incredible innovation happening in the hardware. But this isn't just a story for engineers. The shift from a world with one main tool to this diverse toolbox has some really big strategic consequences. The very foundation of AI competition is changing, and understanding this hardware layer is now completely essential for anyone in a leadership role.
The report actually lays out 3 clear strategic imperatives for 2026. First, for leadership, investing in scalable and efficient AI infrastructure isn't just an IT decision anymore. It's a core business strategy. It's basically the new price of admission for growth. Second, for investors, you have to recognize that while the AI apps are flashy, the real foundational value, and maybe the most durable competitive advantage, is in the companies that are designing and building the silicon. And third, for all the IT managers out there, the big challenge is navigating these complex trade-offs between renting flexible power from the cloud versus owning your own specialized, cost-effective hardware.
And that really brings us to the core takeaway from the report. The choices being made right now about which chips to use, where to run them, how much to invest, these are not short-term decisions. They are going to define an organization's ability to compete for the next decade. Which leaves us with a final, really crucial question. As nations and companies are pouring billions into developing the most advanced AI models, you have to wonder, is the ultimate source of power not in the algorithm, but in the silicon that it runs on? Is the real winner, at the end of the day, the one who controls the physical brain of AI?